Well, good morning. Sorry, I haven't really used my voice much this morning yet, so it doesn't sound like much. But I felt like this morning God was asking me to share about conviction versus condemnation. And years ago, a dear friend shared with me that the devil sends condemnation, of course, because God says if you're saved, He does not condemn. So condemnation is automatically not from God. And condemnation is nameless and vague and doesn't have any specific point. There's nothing you can look at and go, okay, I did this, I thought this, this, that, or the other thing specifically that God is asking me to repent of, that I need to deal with. It's conviction is a specific, clear thing that when you deal with it, then you're at peace again. Condemnation is confusing. You never know quite what it is. You deal with everything you possibly can think of, and it never goes away. It's just always kind of there that maybe I didn't actually take care of this. You know what I mean? So, that is something I have used as kind of a barometer for many years. And it has helped me when I go, okay, is this condemnation? Is this conviction? To go, is this something specific that God is asking me to deal with? Or is this a nameless dread that I can't put a finger on, that no matter what I do or try, isn't going away? So that for me has been a pretty good barometer to help me to understand if I am just being attacked by a bully or God is asking me to deal with something that He sees that isn't like Him. So this morning I was thinking about this and praying about it, and I felt like He showed me that condemnation is the devil bullying you and trying to control you through fear, because basically that is what condemnation is. It's a nameless fear that doesn't have a point, and we are trying to connect it to one. It's the devil trying to control you through fear. Conviction is God asking you to partner with Him to be more like Him. And in such, you know what you're being asked. You have a clear path to get there, and peace is the result of dealing with the conviction. So I thought that was kind of cool. I've never kind of quite thought of it in quite those terms, that God is asking you to partner with Him through conviction, and the devil is trying to bully you through fear, control through fear by condemnation. When you wake up in the morning and it's, an hour past when you normally would have gotten up, or your brain through programming tells you is the right time to get up, personal experience here. Like I mentioned the other day, I was born looking for a list of rules to follow. And one of those things on that list that I absorbed through my childhood was that godly people get up at a certain time. Or, it didn't have a specific number on it, but it was a thing. You get up early. Ish, at least, right? And, you spend time with God in the morning, which I do. And I love to do that. It's my favorite part of the day. But several years ago, I started realizing if I'm not out of bed by a certain time in the morning, I just feel sick and upset and guilty. And it's like, okay, this is not God. This is the devil. This is condemnation. I didn't do anything. I, I was sick, for crying out loud, or whatever the situation was. So I said, okay, I am done with the devil beating me up over this stuff. So, and maybe it wasn't the best strategy, but I felt like it was what I should do at the time. And I kind of learned that from my husband. If fear is involved, I'm just not going to go there. So until the fear goes away, I'm just going to sit tight. So I did. I stayed in bed every day until I didn't feel guilty about staying in bed anymore. Until that guilty feeling went away, I didn't get up and do anything. So usually, another hour or so, I slept. It was fun. But the bottom line was, it was a strategy that I used that actually was very effective. It took months before I could sleep in and not feel guilty about it. And I'm like, no, I'm done giving in to the bullying of the devil. And for whatever it was worth, whether it was the best strategy or not, that was the strategy I used. And now, even on days when I know God's asking me to get up earlier and do things, I don't feel condemned and guilty when I don't. I may have to repent and say, God, I'm sorry you asked me to do this, and I really wanted to spend time with you, and I chose not to, and forgive me. But it's not that sick, guilty feeling like you have done it now. And so that's just, kind of a story to back up the whole idea of how I've dealt with it and what it looks like. And yeah, I still deal with it occasionally. Just that nameless dread, I did something wrong. And a lot of times I can pinpoint where it's coming from, something that happened that triggered something. And occasionally I have to ask my husband to pray for me with it, about it, because all my fighting isn't effective by itself. But for the most part, it's not there. That guilt and dread I lived with for so many years. So I hope this is helpful for someone. You all have a fabulous day, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to continue seeing these videos. So love you all, and have a blessed day. Bye.